This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store 2 times in 2 days. What do I owe the pleasure? Mr. Dev Sahni. How are we, geez?
I'm all right. Shun. That's what you're saying these days, isn't it? I mean, I guess the first time was so nice you had to do it twice, Charlie. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm very well, my friend. Lovely to see you. I suppose also for you. 2 big press conferences hosted in 2 days. I'm going to spoil your parade a little bit. I did see you rehearsing your lines at the back at one point. Did a very good job, my friend.
Thank you. Look, I appreciate it. It's rare, actually, in this industry that anyone really gives you any praise. So take it when you get it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Charlie. And by the way, you're doing a great job as well. You are rising. You are getting bigger. At the same time, you're getting smaller, not shorter, but you're losing weight. And it's great to see. So well done to you as well.
My brother, what a lovely start to the interview. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. It's on February 17 is the date. I've never heard the words Riyadh season so much in 2 days, or but that is it, right? And they're putting the money up and they've got intent. And this is another one of the fights for the calendar, the first undisputed fight since 1999.
Oh, look, listen, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, Riyadh season are sprinkling magic on boxing. I'm so glad that he's chosen boxing. He is a boxing fanatic and he's making everyone's dreams come true. And do you know why? Because he just wants to see the fights. He wants to see the best fights in the world. So he's like, well, should we just crack on with it? Can you guys just make it happen? And then it happens. And now we have an undisputed fight. The first one, we're going to crown the first undisputed world heavyweight champion of this century. I mean, it's huge.
It's actually quite upsetting that that's a thing, isn't it? The fact that it's taken this long.
Yeah, but then it means more, Charlie. You know, we've had all of this build-up. And look, there's been history now. There is now a history between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. They've shared face-offs, right? Tyson's called him things. Usyk's called him things as well. And it's built up the fight even more, and it's going to reach this climactic point in February 2024, Riyadh season. Oh, mate, I can't wait. I assume you're going to go, right?
Absolutely. I should bloody hope so. Boxing Social, if you're listening, I want to be out there.
Big time. Look, I just think the world will be watching this fight. It actually doesn't get bigger. This is everything. 2 unbeaten guys as well. Come on.
Now, we just spoke to Spencer Brown, and we sort of asked about how Tyson's felt about criticism after the Ngannou fight. They said that they're not bothered and there were certain things going on, etc. This time round, Tyson Fury will be on his A game. There's a long time to prepare. You believe we see a different Tyson Fury than the one we saw against Francis Ngannou?
Well, I think the thing with the Ngannou fight is that no one really knew what to expect from Francis Ngannou. He was being widely played down by the public. He's an MMA fighter. Of course, he's not going to compete or hang with the best heavyweight in the world. However, when you're actually in there with a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", weighs 270 pounds, and there's no tape of him, and actually he's better than you think. Suddenly he's switching southpaw. Suddenly he's finding angles in there. Suddenly he's not biting at your feints. It becomes quite a difficult night. With Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson knows exactly what to expect. There's a lot of tape on Usyk. There's tape of him fighting other heavyweights. There's tape of him taking shots from Daniel Dubois. There's tape of him against Anthony Joshua. So Tyson and his team will look at that and they will have a plan. And, look, will it be an easier fight? Maybe. He thinks he can do him in 4 rounds. Let's see.
Let me ask you, Oleksandr Usyk, sort of always unfazed in these sort of things. What did you make of how the press conference itself unfolded? Tyson Fury, very vocal. He did admit himself he was quite excited by the whole occasion. Maybe got the better of him a little bit. But that's the fight, that's the build-up, right?
It made my job easier, I'll tell you that, because essentially just threw to him. Give him the mic and let him chat. And he obviously called Oleksandr Usyk a multitude of names, threatened to do a multitude of things, and it makes it great fun. Usyk is just going to be Usyk, you know. I think his limited English sometimes helps, sometimes doesn't. What I noticed was that there was no one, Alex Krasik wasn't telling him what Tyson was saying, so he was having to sort of translate it himself in his head, which probably didn't help, but Usyk is Usyk. He comes up with these quirky responses, and fans love it, and fans love him.
Now, Dev, we know you are Team Queensberry, but as the man who hosts the press conference, are you able to give me a prediction as to how February 17 unfolds without being chinned by Oleksandr Usyk the next time you host the presser?
Look,
I've made you think now, haven't I?
I don't know. I think size could well be a factor in this fight. But Oleksandr Usyk at heavyweight is proving to be quite the force. He's fighting bigger men all the time now, and he seems to be always winning. So I don't know. The closer we get to the fight, I'd like to see what sort of shape Tyson's in. I'd like to see how big and heavy Usyk gets to as well. If there's like 50 pounds between them, you'd probably lean towards Tyson. But you just never know with Usyk, because he can buzz around and all he does is win.
Oleksandr Usyk has had an absolutely remarkable career. You look at when he went on the road at cruiserweight to become undisputed champion in the WBSS, moving up to heavyweight. Anthony Joshua wins twice, Derek Chisora of note, Daniel Dubois we saw last time out, and Tyson Fury, obviously remarkable, those 3 fights with Deontay Wilder, Vladimir Klitschko years back, more recently Derek Chisora, Francis Ngannou and Dillian White. The winner here, do they become the best heavyweight of this era, and what is the legacy? I mean, how far away from a win here? We know that there's a 2-way rematch clause, but how does this cement their position for the winner?
For me, they become unquestionably the best heavyweight of this era. They are 2 guys who don't have any losses. So let's say Tyson Fury wins. Tyson Fury's legacy then becomes he was the undisputed world heavyweight champion, having beaten Oleksandr Usyk, who was unbeaten at the time. He, en route to that, beat Deontay Wilder in America, went there, dethroned him, and before that went to Germany, dethroned Vladimir Klitschko. They are all the hallmarks of the greatest heavyweight of this era. Oleksandr Usyk, very much the same. He already achieved it at cruiserweight, stepped into the lion's den against Anthony Joshua, away from home initially, and beat him. Wasn't expected to win that fight, beat him, and then he's gone on to beat Tyson Fury. That's huge. That's David Goliath kind of stuff. So the winner certainly becomes the hero, the legend of this era.
Just lastly from me, yesterday was obviously absolutely monumental. You've had about 24 hours or so now to recap, obviously straight into this one. Obviously that little sort of incident with AJ, I say little, it's all over social media, you yourself picking up on it. What recapping on that moment, I suppose, and the whole thing as a whole, what are your thoughts from yesterday?
So I've watched it back now. I don't know. I mean, I was only just sort of trying to do my job. I guess if AJ doesn't want to talk to me, that's fine. It was a surprising moment, but I think I dealt with it okay. We cracked on with the press conference. I went to Wilder. Wilder said what he was going to do, and we keep moving.